Hey guys, how's it going? Heidi again. Back at work. So, right now I'm over here in Kenosha, Wisconsin, which is about 40 miles north of Chicago. It's been raining a lot for the past couple of days. That's just sitting here. I'm sitting here waiting for my clock to turn over. Oh, there it went. It just turned over. See here? So you can see I have 8 hours available at the top line, 11 hours for the day to drive, and that 14 hours represents how many hours I'm allowed to work. And then the 62 at the bottom represents how many hours I have left for the rest of the week. So I was just waiting for that to flip over. I was just finishing up my 10-hour break. I'm sitting over here at a grocery warehouse. I just got unloaded this morning, and I was waiting around for my break to be over. As you all might know, you have to have a mandatory 10-hour break as a driver. You can split that break up in increments. You can split it if you want to. So say I was sitting here and I really needed to get going to the next customer. I could just take a 7-hour break. Then I would have to finish up and make that into a 10-hour break later in the day. So I could take 7 hours now, leave, drive for a while, stop somewhere, take another 3 hours, and that completes the 10. You can also split it 8-2. So I could take an 8-hour break, drive for a while, later on in the day, take a 2-hour break, and finish it off. And you don't have to be exactly on the dot either. So let's say I took a 7.5-hour break. Then later on in the day, I could take a 2.5-hour break and complete my 10. But anyhow, I decided to make this video because it's quite remarkable. Like I said, I'm up here at Kenosha, Wisconsin. I am right next to Lake Michigan. Lake Michigan is about, I'm going to guess it's about 3 or 4 miles east of here. So if I drive 3 or 4 miles east, I will be in the lake. And it's almost Thanksgiving. So basically we're almost at the end of November. It is 60 degrees. I said we're almost at the end of November. It is 60 degrees in Wisconsin, up here in the Great Lakes region. It's unseasonably warm. Yeah, I got out, took the dog back here by the grass so she could pee real quick while I was waiting on this break to finish. Anyhow, I don't have much to say right now. I just wanted to note how incredibly warm it is up here. And as I was sitting here, like I said, it's been overcast and gloomy for the past couple days. Really gray and rainy up here. The sun just popped out and it was super sunny a minute ago, but now the clouds kind of came back over. Let's see how these animals are doing. We got Vincent here. Hey, Vincent. And we got Arthur. Hi, Arthur. He loves sitting up on top of these cabinets. And I got a blanket up there for him on both sides. One up there, too. Hi, buddy. You ready for your nap? They all just have breakfast. And here's Phoebe. Hey, sweetheart. Hey, Phoebe. Phoebe. She's very tired. I don't know. This grocery warehouse. Grocery warehouses are probably my most, or I'd say least favorite place to deliver for a number of reasons. They usually have kind of strange hours. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Congestion. Yeah, they usually have goofy hours. So, like this one, you just saw that guy driving by, the yard guy. Anyway, they'll have local drivers who are, picking up their loads in the usually in the morning, and then they're heading out to all the grocery stores during the day. Then at nighttime, usually at night, not always, some of them do it during the day, they'll have the truckload drivers come in, which is us, like this guy sitting next to me, this guy over here in the dock. The truckload drivers will come in. Here's another guy over here. The truckload drivers will come in with bulk grocery items and get unloaded at night. So the people in the warehouse unload the stuff coming in at night, and then during the daytime that stuff gets loaded onto the smaller trucks and then goes out for delivery. Oh, here comes the sun again. Gorgeous. Anyway, if it's of interest to anyone. So their hours are kind of goofy. Compare that to, say, I go to some other warehouse where I'm delivering, I'm either picking up a load or delivering a load in bulk that might be meat products or consumables, beverages, where it's not a grocery warehouse. They're usually receiving and shipping 24/7. Most places are 24/7. Some of them are only open Monday through Friday. The general warehousing that moves food items around the country. But then when you have these grocery warehouses, they're usually specific to grocery store chains. Their hours are more limited, and there's like a short window when they will allow you to show up and they will allow you to deliver. So for example, my appointment last night was at midnight. Love it. But the window of delivery here, I believe, was from 8 p.m. until about 2 a.m., something like that. Or maybe it was 4 a.m. So basically they had to get all of us in. And last night when I got here, this whole line was full of drivers with loads from all the way down that way and then all the way down that way. So there were probably several dozen drivers with loads sitting here. We were all getting in and out. These docks were filled with trucks. And then they were, unloading us all between the hours of 8 p.m. and I believe it was 2 a.m. actually. So my appointment was midnight. That meant that I was not allowed to arrive any sooner than 10:30 p.m. they told me. Even though I got here quite early yesterday, I just hung out nearby at a truck stop. Then I drove over here at 10:30 p.m. Then I had to wait until 2 a.m. before they even got me in. So anyway, the whole reason I'm telling you all this rigmarole is that I arrived here yesterday pretty early in the day. I waited around. I had some lunch. I went to the truck stop. I finally drove over here last night. I checked in. I laid down for a nap. They woke me up at about, I think they woke me up at 1 a.m. Had me go back into a door. I had to go in the building, drop off paperwork, back into a door. I tried to lay down and go back to sleep for another hour or two. Then they woke me up. You're ready to go. And I had to goof around and pay a lumper fee. So I had to get on my phone and do a bunch of stuff there. And then I had to pull out and come over here and park and try to go back to sleep for another like 3 or 4 hours, and then get up this morning and get ready to head back out. So in other words, the point is, anytime I have a delivery to a grocery store warehouse like this and the time frame isn't great, so it's like the middle of the night, I'll have to show up, past my bedtime, stay up late, drive around, back in a dock, and I have to be woken up and have my sleep interrupted 3 or 4 times over the course of the middle of the night while I'm being unloaded. So I don't know what to tell you. Right now I'm not very well rested at all, and I had a really hard time forcing myself to get up this morning and stay awake. I was having a really hard time keeping my eyes open. So right now I'm getting ready to head to the next place. It's only 2 hours away. So I figure, well, I haven't had enough sleep. I'm a little tired, but I think I can drive 2 hours without nodding off. So I'm going to get some coffee, maybe get a couple breakfast sandwiches at a nearby truck stop where I stayed yesterday, and then I'll head on out. So yeah, goes without saying, anytime I get one of these grocery store loads, I know it's going to be a pain in the butt. I'm going to have a weird appointment delivery time, and I'm going to have to jump through a bunch of hoops, and I'll probably have to have my sleep interrupted. It almost inevitably, every time I go to a grocery store warehouse, no matter where it's located throughout the Midwest, it's usually the same scenario. Like, they go out of their way. It's almost like they design their process to make it as complicated and as difficult as possible for the actual delivery driver, to try to like cheat the driver out of the most amount of sleep and make them do the most amount of things just to get in here and get unloaded. I would much rather go to a different type of warehouse where all I do is show up, drop off the load, grab an empty trailer, and leave. That's the best case scenario. Or go to a place where I come in, I back into the dock, you know, they unload me in 30 minutes and I'm out of there, which is what happens most of the time. But, you know, I'm not trying to sound like I'm complaining. If I do get delayed at one of these places, most companies will allow a driver 2 hours. So you get a 2-hour window to get loaded or unloaded. And if you're sitting somewhere beyond that 2-hour mark, then you start getting paid an hourly rate, a flat hourly rate. So can't complain too much. So like, their inefficiencies actually makes me more money. Then again, I actually make more money when I'm driving. Like I said, waiting around in docks is a flat rate and it's slightly less per hour. That's a story for another video. But anyhow, this is what I got today. Kind of boring, but I just thought I would stop and talk about these grocery store warehouses, and I'd also talk about how unseasonably warm it is in Wisconsin, and it is almost December. Just saying. All right. Talk to you guys later. As always, stay safe out there on the road, stay away from the big trucks, and talk to you next time.